COVID Now website launched as single source of truth. Malaysia on track towards economic recovery with halal industry as the key. Hello and good evening. Thanks for joining us. You're watching News at 10. I'm Muhammad Amin Carlos. Well, the Health Ministry has launched a new website known as COVID Now to give the latest simplified data on COVID-19. Its Minister, Khairi Jamaluddin, said the new website will provide new data, including the details of new cases, as well as the status of vaccination and the type of vaccine. The information will be updated at midnight daily. He said the website will be the single source of truth from the Health Ministry from now on. He added that the current style of daily reports on COVID-19 cases and developments will be phased out and replaced with a new and simpler delivery of reports.
Of course, it's not exactly category 1, 2, 3, 4, but these are the key indicators. Sebab apa yang penting sekarang adalah we do not want our public healthcare capacity to be overwhelmed. Ya, sangat penting untuk kita memastikan bahawa we give the actual data on the active cases on a daily basis. Where they are, what category they are, based on where they are located.
In a briefing to reporters today, Khairi said the website would be much easier to understand for the general public, thanking the team that took several months to develop it. Meanwhile, Khairi said as the trend of cases was flattening, it remains unstable in several states, namely Perak, Perlis, Kedah, Kelantan, Pahang, Johor and Sabah. Spikes in cases were still being reported in Sarawak and Terengganu. However, situation has been improving in the Klang Valley, Negeri Sembilan, Labuan and Malacca. The government is considering further revising down the price of COVID-19 self-test kits by the end of this year to make them accessible to everyone. Coordinating Minister for the National Recovery Plan, or PPN, Tengku Datuk Seri Zafrul Tengku Abdul Aziz, said the Domestic Trade and Consumer Affairs Ministry and the Ministry of Health are looking into the matter.
The government is also enhancing contact tracing by expanding the use of technology and mobility data. Potential close contacts will soon be identified and notified of the need to quarantine themselves. Asymptomatic and cases with minor symptoms are now subject to a home surveillance order.
He also explained that a few other measures are also in the pipeline for implementation under the PPN. Among them are the setting up of a call center to offer immediate assistance in managing COVID-19 causes, as well as factoring in booster shots or multi-year vaccination programs into public healthcare protocols. Effective 5th September, the government has set the retail ceiling price for the COVID-19 antigen rapid test kit at 19 ringgit 90 cent per set and 16 ringgit per set for wholesale price. The Ministry of Women, Family and Community Development, or KPWKM, is prepared to work with the relevant parties to ensure that COVID-19 vaccination initiative for adolescents aged 12 to 17 can be implemented quickly and effectively. Its Minister, Datuk Seri Rina Muhammad Harun, in a statement said the effort could help achieve herd immunity of the Keluarga Malaysia or Malaysian family sooner. Well, towards this, Datuk Seri Rina called on parents and guardians to continue to convince adolescents that vaccination is a safe form of health protection. Parents and guardians must have awareness and obtain authentic and accurate information about COVID-19 from sources that have credibility to curb false news about the pandemic. On Tuesday, Health Minister Khairi Jamaluddin said a total of 76,400 adolescents aged 12 to 17 in Sarawak would become the first group in the age category to receive COVID-19 vaccination in Malaysia. And welcoming the initiative, Datuk Seri Rina said it was evidence in proving the seriousness and commitment of the government, which never neglected and always preserved the best interests of the group. The percentage of Johorians that have been vaccinated is higher than indicated by official statistics. And Johor Menteri Besar Dato' Hasni Mohamad said that a number of vaccinated individuals have yet to be included in official figures were those who had received the vaccine in Singapore. He said there are a large number of Malaysians in Singapore who had previously registered for the vaccine under MySejahtera but have later received it in the island republic. That data have yet to be updated into the MySejahtera system, contributing to a seemingly higher number of people unvaccinated.
Kita tahu daripada mana ataupun kita tahu perkara itu sedang macam tadi saya katakan, GPs sedang updatekan data dia, dapatkan nombor-nombor lot untuk vaksin yang dibekalkan. Kerana kalau tak ada nombor lot itu, dia tak boleh nak lengkapkan pendaftaran.
Dato' Hasni said this after handing over 300,000 ringgit worth of medical equipment to hospitals in Johor at the Terima hospital in Johor Bahru. He said that there were possibly between 100,000 to 150,000 Malaysians that are currently in Singapore. Based on the Special Committee on COVID-19 Vaccine Supply statistics, about 87.3% of the adult population in Johor have received the first dose of the COVID-19 vaccine, while 56.9% are fully vaccinated as of Wednesday. Coming up, government to create 5 unicorn companies in the next 5 years. Malaysia is on track towards economic recovery by 2022. National Recovery Council NRC Chairman Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin is cautiously optimistic that with the whole-of-nation approach, 2022 will be the year of Malaysia's recovery, in line with the general expectation. Well, he said the economic initiatives undertaken by the government since March last year have formed a strong basis for the country's recovery. This, on top of the prioritization given towards healthcare service, has provided a significant boost towards achieving the target. Tan Sri Muhyiddin noted that creating a conducive and sustainable ecosystem for inclusive growth, including strategies for development of physical and digital infrastructure, as well as bolstering commitment to environmental, social and governance policies, would enable a robust recovery.
And this, along with the economic initiatives the government has undertaken since March 2020, which have seen 8 economic stimulus packages with a value of 530 billion ringgit and bold fiscal spending of more than 80 billion ringgit announced and implemented to directly assist more than 20 million Malaysians and more than 500,000 businesses, and aim at safeguarding the economy, have formed a strong basis for our recovery and bounce back.
Malaysia's halal industry plays a key role in the National Recovery Plan, or PPN. According to Prime Minister Dato' Sri Ismail Sabri Yaakob, the industry's recovery is paramount to the resilience of the overall Muslim-majority national economy. He explained that the PPN, which comprises 4 progressive phases, is a dynamic plan that will be updated and improved upon as needed based on the latest data and scientific evidence of successful strategies and approaches. The ultimate goal is to achieve full resumption of economic activities by year-end. The Halal Development Corporation, HDC, which is responsible for the development of the halal industry, has introduced the framework under the Halal Industry Master Plan 2030. It underlines the plans for the development of the country's halal industry for the next 10 years, as well as helping entrepreneurs delve into new markets domestically and internationally.
This platform will act as a bridge between entrepreneurs and industry stakeholders, uniting them under a single halal ecosystem. The focus will be on MSMEs who will be able to access programs services, and facilities aimed at helping them to become active participants in the halal ecosystem.
Datuk Seri Ismail Sabri's keynote address was read by the International Trade and Industry Minister, Datuk Seri Muhammad Azmin Ali, during the virtual World Halal Business Conference 2021 today. The global halal pharmaceuticals market is set to grow to $105 billion by 2024 from $94 billion in 2019, especially in the preventive care segment. International Trade and Industry Minister Datuk Seri Muhammad Azmin Ali said with the COVID-19 pandemic sharpening the focus on improving health and immunity, Malaysia could expect a further surge in the sector's growth through public-private collaborations in launching new halal-certified drugs and medical devices. He said there is an Islamic tradition which encourages the search for knowledge through great efforts in research and development in halal medicine and pharmaceuticals, particularly in the field of vaccines. As such, an exponential growth is on the horizons in this sector, well, not only in the Muslim countries, but also the rest of the world.
In this regard, it is noteworthy that the halal pharmaceuticals market alone is poised for growth from $94 billion in 2019 to $105 billion by 2024, especially in the preventive care segment. With COVID-19 generating a renewed focus on improving health and immunity, we could expect a further surge in this sector as we witness a hive of public-private collaboration in launching new halal-certified drugs and medical devices.
Datuk Seri Muhammad Azmin said this in his opening remarks during the virtually held launch of the 17th Malaysia International Halal Showcase of MIHAS 2021 today. On halal certification, he said there is an urgent need for the standardization of the certification requirements if Malaysia is to attain homogeneous global market access. To date, over 8,000 companies in Malaysia are halal certified, 20% of which are exporters, contributing a total of $10.4 billion worth of exports in 2020. The Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation, MOSTI, aims to create 5 unicorn companies in the country in the next 5 years. Well, unicorn companies are startups that have an overall valuation of above $1 billion. Its Minister, Datuk Seri Dr. Adham Baba, said the target can be achieved through the incorporation of the 1010 Malaysian Science, Technology, Innovation and Economy Framework, or MySTIE, elements in the unicorn company's development.
Seperti saya maklum tadi, kita ada MySTIE, iaitu My Science, Technology, Innovation and Economy. Kita telah menggariskan 10 sektor socio-economic drivers. Ini melibatkan semua pihak. Kedua, kita ada libatkan 10 lagi sektor teknologi yang mana mesti spearhead now. Jadi dengan adanya beberapa emerging teknologi yang kita akan hadapi, ya.
Speaking at a press conference after meeting with the Malaysia Venture Capital Management Berhad, MAVCAP, and CARSEM today, Datuk Seri Dr. Adham said the ministry has allocated 123 million ringgit this year for the development of the unicorn companies to be channeled through several finance companies, including MAVCAP. Policymakers must increase efforts and implement significant improvements to curb the issue of poverty in the country. And according to Minister in the Prime Minister's Department of Economy, Datuk Seri Mustafa Mohamad, efforts in eliminating poverty will be one of the top priorities for the 12th Malaysia Plan. Well, even though the country has successfully reduced the number of the hardcore poor, there is still much to be done to completely eradicate poverty, as done in China. The economic and social policies enforced in China have allowed the country to achieve their target reduction of poverty 10 years ahead of the target by the United Nations. And according to the World Bank, the global rate of extreme poverty had risen for the first time in 20 years last year, which was highly attributed to the COVID-19 pandemic.
In Malaysia, the percentage of Malaysians who live below the poverty line grew from 5.6% in 2019 to 8.4% in 2020, largely due to the economic effects of containing the pandemic. It is estimated that the number of poor households in Malaysia has increased from about 405,000 in 2019
And on to other local news. Well, a chief executive officer, a CEO, and 3 senior officers, including a man with the title Dato of a government-linked company or GLC, are in remand for 4 days. Now, this is to facilitate investigation into alleged abuse of power and position involving about 2.2 million ringgit in funds between 2016 and 2019. Well, Magistrate Court Assistant Registrar 1 Nur Fadzila 1 Ibrahim issued the remand order against the 4 suspects aged between 49 and 58 until 12 September for investigation under Section 23 of the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission, the MACC Act 2009. Well, according to an MACC source, the suspects were arrested at the Kedah MACC office yesterday after their statements were recorded. Initial investigations found that the CEO and the 3 senior officers were alleged to have abused their power and position by channeling the GLC's funds to 2 other companies in which they had interest in. Now, meanwhile, Kedah MACC Director Dato Shahrom Nizam Abdul Manap, when contacted, had confirmed the arrests and remand orders. A businessman who was charged in Ipoh Magistrates Court last January with causing grievous hurt to a security guard of a condominium was brought to the court again today to face an amended charge with murder following the death of the victim last month. Well, the charge was amended after the police reclassified the death of the security guard who was attacked while on duty at the swimming pool of a condominium in December last year as a murder case. However, no plea was recorded from Ahmad Nur Azhar Muhammad, age 33, after the amended charge was read out to him before Magistrate Nur Azreen Liana Muhammad Darus. And according to the charge, Ahmad Nur Azhar was charged with murdering as Thava Sagayam, 64, on the 7th floor of Menara Majestic, Jalan CM Yusof, between 8 a.m. and 9:30 a.m. on 29th December last year. Well, the charge under Section 302 of the Penal Code provides the death sentence upon conviction. And prior to this, he was charged under Section 335 of the same law with voluntarily causing hurt on provocation. Well, the court set 18 October for mention, and State Prosecution Director Azlina Razdi prosecuted while lawyer Arif Azami Hussain represented the accused. North Macedonia hospital fire kills at least 14. That and more coming up in our foreign segment. Well, authorities working overnight rescued 82 people after 2 passenger ferries collided in a river in northeastern India. Well, the head-on collision yesterday caused one of the boats to sink in the Brahmaputra River, leaving 1 person dead. Now, the crash occurred near Nimati Ghat, a river port in Jorhat, about 350 kilometers from Guwahati, the capital of Assam state, where a wooden passenger boat departing from the port flipped over shortly after the collision with an incoming ferry. An estimated 120 people were on the 2 boats. Assam Police Chief Bhaskar Mahanta said several were initially feared missing, but the majority of passengers were either rescued or swam to safety. 4 rescued passengers were reportedly taken to a hospital where 1 died. The cause of the collision was not immediately clear. However, water levels for the Brahmaputra, a mighty trans-border Himalayan river system, have been elevated in recent weeks due to the annual monsoon deluge. And at least 14 people have died and several others injured in a fire at a hospital treating coronavirus patients in North Macedonia. Its Prime Minister Zoran Zaev, who immediately headed to the scene, said the fire broke out late yesterday following an explosion in a COVID-19 clinic in Tetovo, in the northwest of the Balkan country. Well, Zaev said the fire was extinguished, but many lives were lost. The prosecutor's office said at least 14 people died in the disaster, raising the toll from the 10 deaths confirmed overnight. It said prosecutors have ordered autopsies to identify the bodies of the 14 people, and they are looking into whether there are others dead. Now, the fire broke out as the former Yugoslav Republic celebrated the 30th anniversary of its independence with festivities in the capital, Skopje, including a military parade. Now, the blaze destroyed part of the modular units recently built in front of the hospital to accommodate COVID patients. Several hours after the disaster, people walked past charred containers while stretcher bearers went back and forth to rescue vehicles. Investigators have also gone to the site to try to determine the cause of the disaster. Next in sports, Germany thrashed Iceland as England held in World Cup qualies. Well, Darul Aman FC or kdafc have shifted focus to their last match with Melaka United this Sunday to ensure that the team occupies second spot in the Super League standings following their 3-3 draw against UiTM FC last night. Well, kdafc head coach Aidil Sharin Sahad said the main focus now is to strengthen the team and enhance the players' fitness level after playing 8 matches in a month. Well, kdafc only managed to collect 1 point after their Super League clash against UiTM FC at the Darul Aman Stadium. The hosts got their goals through skipper Badrul Bakhtiar in the 37th minute, Muhammad Fikri Zulkifli in the 73rd minute, and Chiche Kipre in the 80th minute. While UiTM FC scored through a Dennis Bushening penalty in the 39th minute, Kwon Yong-hyun the 46th minute, and Arif Ar-Rashid Arifi 63rd minute. Kedah had a chance to move 2 points clear into second with the win, but instead are level with Pulau Pinang on 40 points heading into Sunday's final match day. The second place finisher in the Malaysia Super League will secure a spot in the 2022 AFC Champions League. Well, Kedah are at home to Melaka United on Sunday, while Pulau Pinang hosts Terengganu, which sit fourth on 37 points. Winger Leroy Sané scored 1 goal and made another as Germany made it 3 wins in a row with a resounding 4-0 victory over Iceland in World Cup qualifying Group J early today. Now, the Germans have taken a maximum 9 points from their first 3 games under new coach Hansi Flick, scoring 12 goals and conceding none. Now, the Germans, who suffered a shock 2-1 loss to North Macedonia in March, took the lead in the 5th minute when Sané played in Serge Gnabry to score, and Antonio Rudiger added a second with a header from a free kick 20 minutes later. Iceland had a number of decent chances, but Sané killed the game off when he rifled the ball into the roof of the net after another flowing German attack 11 minutes into the second half, and Timo Werner added a late fourth. Kai Havertz wasted a 3-on-1 opportunity by firing narrowly wide with a goal at his mercy, and Werner somehow failed to put Lucas Klostermann's pass into an empty net. Now, Germany topped the group on 15 points, 4 ahead of Armenia, while Romania are third on 10 points with 4 games left to play, with Iceland 5th on 4 points. Meanwhile, Poland scored a stoppage time equaliser to bring an end to England's perfect start to the World Cup qualification and secure an important 1-1 draw in Warsaw. Now, Harry Kane's long-range effort in the 72nd minute had them on course to extend their undefeated streak to 6 games before Damian Szymanski struck in the 92nd minute to earn Poland an unlikely draw. Now, England's efforts were frustrated in the opening 45 minutes as they failed to trouble Wojciech Szczesny in goal for Poland. Now, England stepped things up after the break with Jack Grealish and Raheem Sterling troubling the Poland rearguard, but again, without really causing Szczesny too much cause for concern. And that was until the 72nd minute when Kane's powerful swerving shot flew past the former Arsenal goalkeeper from 32 yards out to put England in front. Poland looked short of ideas in response, but were almost gifted an equaliser by Jordan Pickford, whose clearance was chased down by substitute Karol Swiderski, but the Everton goalkeeper recovered to stop the ball crossing the line. Then, when England looked to be seeing the game out, a Robert Lewandowski cross was headed home by Szymanski to stun England and grab a point for Poland. England have 16 points from 6 games, with Albania second on 12, Poland on 11 and Hungary on 10 points. In another match, Italy recorded their first win since being crowned European champions as strikers Moise Kean and Giacomo Raspadori inspired a crushing 5-0 win over Lithuania to strengthen their grip on top spot in World Cup qualifying Group C. Now, the two 21-year-olds impressed their manager by lighting up the first half as Kean netted twice either side of an Edgaras Utku's own goal, and Raspadori, making his first start for his country, also scored. Now, Kean got their Group C leaders off the mark early, pouncing on a sloppy back pass by Aridas Novikovas to his keeper Ernestas Sirkus. And minutes later, Raspadori watched as his shot took a deflection off Utkus for an own goal. Sassuolo striker Raspadori, playing on his home pitch at the Mapei Stadium, netted with a simple finish from close range, and Kean made it 4 on the 29th minute with a cushioned volley into the top corner. Italy came back for more after the break as Raspadori had his second of the night disallowed for offside before Giovanni Di Lorenzo's cross shot eluded everyone to find the net. Italy topped the standings with 14 points, 6 ahead of second place Switzerland following their scoreless draw away to Northern Ireland, while Lithuania remained bottom with 0 points. A quick one here on tennis. Novak Djokovic again fought back from a set down to beat Matteo Berrettini 5-7, 6-2, 6-2, 6-3 and move into the US Open semi-finals yesterday. Now, the Serb just 2 wins away from a 21st major that would complete a calendar year Grand Slam. Well, Berrettini had... Well, that concludes this evening's News at 10. In our top story, COVID Now website launched as single source of truth. Well, join us again at 12:30 tomorrow afternoon. I'm Mohammed Amin Carlos. Stay tuned to Saluran Berita RTM and have a pleasant evening. Bye for now.